Today we will be interviewing the infamous Jean Louise Finch, also known as Scout. So here we go. So Scout, we hear that from a very young age you had become interested in your next door neighbor, Arthur Adley, who we soon come to know as Bill. So what spiked your interest in trying to see who he was?
I guess the biggest thing about that was probably since Atticus told us we weren't supposed to. You always want to do what you ain't supposed to do. But that, and it doesn't help that my brother was always trying to get me to go over there. But it was a lot of fun. According to Miss Stephanie Crawford, there was a lot of rumors about Mr. Riley. For starters, she said that he stabbed his father in the leg with a pair of scissors when he was just a kid. And then, even before that, he locked the town beadle in the outhouse. He's had quite a record since then, but at least according to her. But anyway, it's a little weird.
So Scout, you and your brother Jeremy, befriend a little boy named Dill. Later on we were told that Jem and Dill started to exclude you from your everyday activities. Now how did that make you feel? I mean, did it hurt your feelings in any way?
Well, yeah. It wasn't very nice to be excluded because, we grew up doing everything together. But I guess I was getting older, and guys will be guys. Besides, Miss Monty's pretty good company. And Calpurnia, she teaches me a lot of stuff too, so let them go have their fun.
So going off in that, you and Dill are supposedly engaged? But what is your meaning of being engaged to somebody?
Well, I reckon I never thought about that. Shucks, I guess maybe it just means you don't date anybody else? Maybe?
Could be. Could be. So Scout, during your Christmas party, your Uncle Jack gives you a whooping, which we here think you deserved. But you then exclaim that he just doesn't understand children. Now, why do you think that is?
Well, he should have listened to my side of the story before he whooped on me. He's not even my dad. He shouldn't have that right. But, of course, he ain't never had any kids to learn for himself, so I guess he'll just have to practice on me and Jem.
Have your feelings toward your father changed since you found out he was once nicknamed One-Shot Finch for his amazing skills in shooting?
I guess a little. Not how I think about him as my pa, but maybe his talents. Before that, Jem and I was trying to think of how he was talented. But all we could think of, was his lawyering skills and his brain, and that's not cool. So, I guess, I reckon it's nice to know that my pop can do something like that.
So after your physical fight with Jem, did you feel the bond between your brother and sisterhood have broken?
Well, the way I see it, brothers and sisters can never ever be torn apart. Not entirely. But I was a little mad at him. He don't have no right over me. Just like Uncle Jack. He's not my pa. He ain't got no right to whoop me.
What was your initial reaction when you found Charles Baker Harris, or Dill, underneath your bed?
Well, at first I was a little scared. I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe it was a snake. And I called Jem. And then I was scared for Dill because when he was coming out of there, Jem near chopped his head off. And then once he got out, I was so excited because I didn't think he was coming. But this way we could at least spend a little time together.
What was your initial thought when you first heard the testimonies of Mr. Hectate, Bob Ewell, and Miss Mayella?
Mr. Hectate's a real good guy. He's a good sheriff. I don't think he'd lie to us, but I reckon all he had to say pretty much was what the Ewells told him. So that's all I can go off there. The Ewells, though, that's it's a little shifty. No, Bob Ewell, he doesn't know what he's talking about. And Miss Mayella, why, she couldn't stop crying. And then when she finally did, everything she said didn't make sense, and some of it even went against what her pa said. So, overall, I don't think there was very good evidence to put Mr.
trial, you and Dill step out and you meet Dolphus Raymond. He tells you that he lives the way he does because that's the way he wants to live. Does this change your perspective on racism?
Racism? Well, not really. I guess it changes the way I look at him a little. But I guess it does show that, like, people can think about you however they want to. And that doesn't really matter. You just have to live how you're supposed to.
So during the missionary circle, why do you think Miss Maudie stuck up for your father Atticus before his own sister, your Aunt Alexandra, did?
Well, I reckon Miss Maudie stuck up for him just because she's a nice person, but I didn't even understand what was going on there. It was a little hidden and confusing. But Aunt Alexandra, I don't know, she's just weird like that sometimes. And besides, she's got an image to protect. She has to talk like a lady and act like a lady every moment of the good old day. But Miss Maudie, everybody knows she's a little bit more fun and loose.
Do you think Mr. Tom Robinson is innocent, or do you think he should be put in jail?
Well, considering the evidence, I definitely think he's innocent. But, I mean, he is pretty strong, but seriously, besides, he's a nice guy, and he's got a wife and family. Why would he want to hurt anybody? But, I guess that's just my opinion.
So, when Tom was killed, did you think it was an act of racism or an act of justice?
Well, when he was escaping, I asked if he was trying to escape. They had the right to shoot him, but 17 times? That was a while ago, and I still remember that. They shot him up so much, I don't think that was called for. It doesn't take that many bullets to kill a man, or to stop him, as crippled as is.
At what point after the pageant, when you and Jem were walking home, did you realize that it wasn't little Cecil Jacobs following the two of you?
Well, when I went to yell at him, I figured he'd let off, but instead, we just got attacked. And I ain't never seen anything like that before, and I hope I never feel anything like it again. But I know Cecil couldn't have attacked us like that. He wouldn't have had no cause to anyway.
Why were you so afraid of Jem's death when you have previously stated that you yourself wanted to kill him?
Saying I wanted to kill him was just an idiom. After all, he's my brother. I don't want to hurt him. I mean, sometimes when I'm mad at him, I want to hurt him. But other than that, I would never kill him. He's my brother. Besides, I would hate to see him dead.
How did you know that in the end it was Boo Radley who had rescued the two of you?
Well, I guess I didn't know 100% at first. But when we were in the group with all the people who had been there, he was the only one who could have done it.
We have for you, Alabama. Thank you, Miss Jane Louise, for talking to us. And remember, it's a sin to kill a mockingbird.